Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. My name is RichaadEB, and today I'm going to be taking you through my PPL2 Season 3 Week 11 game against Ruby Marrow and the Cleveland Bros. Now, this is the final week in PPL2 Season 3, and if you haven't caught up with the other two videos I've uploaded recently, then catch up with them first. And also, this is like months late. The season finished before Sun and Moon came out, but I'm just catching up with the videos that didn't upload when the season was actually active. This is the final week in PPL2 Season 3, and we're hoping to finish off the season by beating my personal PPL record. I completely butchered at the end of last video, by the way, at the end of the Week 10 video, completely butchered what kind of record I was on and what I wanted to achieve in the final game. So what it was, is I'm going into this game at 4-6, and I wanted to finish 5-6 because it would be the best record I've finished with in PPL history, because the best I've ever finished in PPL is 4-7. So I wanted to try and better that and go 5-6 today. Obviously, some of those wins wouldn't be mine because I took over Tup's team, but still that would be cool. But I'm playing Ruby, who still has a potential playoff spot or a promotion spot to play for in this game, so he is not going to be taking this lightly at all. So I was quite looking forward to this match, but real quick, just going over the teams before we get into it, I'm going to try and keep this really short, but the potential teams that could be brought to this match, my team as the Pittsburgh Pirattatas for the last time was Garchomp, Ferrothorn, Keldeo, Entei, Heliolisk, Mega Sableye, Skuntank, Cresselia, Spinder, and Raticate. And Ruby has, as a possible selection, has Jirachi, Megalovania, Dunfan, Dragonite, Rotom Wash, Chesnaught, Reuniclus, Togetic, and Pyroar. So some really interesting stuff on his side. He has a Pyroar. Yay, I love Pyroar. But Megalovania absolutely destroys me. Dragonite does an ow to me if it gets set up. Jirachi's just a pain. I hate facing Jirachi so much. And I'm not getting swept by Reuniclus again. I swear to God, I am not getting swept by it again. I've been swept by it twice, by the same set. It was Calm Mind Acid Armor, and it's not happening again. Anyway, so real quick, the team I've elected to bring to this game. First up, I've got an Expert Belt Garchomp, 12 in HP, max attack, 244 in speed, jolly nature, Earthquake, Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw, and Poison Jab. Dragon Tail is literally for Reuniclus. If it wants to try and set up on me, if it's like a defensive set and I can't two-shot it, then it's going to want to try and set up on me. I can Dragon Tail it out and deal with it later. Also, Expert Belt Garchomp does a lot of things, so that's cool. Next, I have a Choice Banded Entei with max attack, max speed, Adamant, Sacred Fire, extreme speed, Stone Edge, Toxic. Nice coverage for his team, kind of runs through a lot of things, it's nice. Next, I have a Choice Specs Heliolisk, max special attack, 236 speed, Timid, 20 in HP with Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Hyper Voice, Dark Pulse. Specs Heliolisk does an ow. Next, I have this Cresselia that has Thunderwave, Moonlight, Moonblast, and Shadow Ball. Max HP, 124 defense, and 132 in special attack. Bold nature, and it's holding a Pecha Berry. Because basically his best way to try and take down my Cresselia is to Toxic it. And I don't mind if I get any other status. If I get Paralyzed or I get Burn, I'm fine with that. If I get Toxic, I'm not okay with that, which is why I've got a Pecha Berry and not a Lum or anything like that. I've got a Pecha Berry because I don't want Toxic. But if he puts another status on me, I'm more than happy with that because it means I don't get Toxic. So I've gone with Pecha Berry Cresselia for this game. Next on the team, I've got Black Sludge Skuntank with Aftermath with max HP, 188 attack, 68 special defense, Careful Nature, Crunch, Poison Jab, Haze, and Pursuit. Again, Reuniclus is not setting up on me. And then I have, last but not least, the crown jewel of this team. We have a Choice Scarfed Hustle Raticate, 236 HP, 252 attack, and 20 into speed with an Adamant nature. Return, Crunch, U-turn, and Quick Attack. Now this was a little bit of a risk I was running with this Raticate. Essentially, I've got enough speed to outspeed a Megalovania that is speed creeping my fastest thing, which is a max speed Heliolisk. Yes, so I would expect him to speed creep a max speed Heliolisk, and this Raticate outspeeds that. And an Adamant Hustle Return does a lot of damage to a Megalovania. Let's check the count. It does 79 to 94%. So if it just gets worn down just a little bit, it's dead. It's dead to its return. Awesome. Then I got a bit of initiative with U-turn and stuff like that. Bit of priority with quick attack. crunch for that Reuniclus once again. So that is my team. Without further ado, let's get into this game. So you can see Ruby has elected to bring Pyro, Megalovania, Chesnaught, Reuniclus, Rotom Wash, and Dragonite. So going into it, you know, I was quite happy to not see Jirachi, but that Reuniclus is there. So I'm going to have to try and play around that if I can. So I'm going to lead with my Healiness because it outspeeds everything that isn't Scarfed or whatever, and I can get some nice damage off on something. In comes the Dragonite. Now, I'm just going to click Volt Switch here, and I'm going to go into my dedicated thing that stops things, and that is my Cresselia. Because I'm hoping I can Thunder Wave this Dragonite if he wants to try and set up. I'm okay with that. I can just Thunder Wave it, and we're looking all good. So I'm going to bring in my Cress here. As this Dragonite decides to go for an Outrage, I was like, okay, what kind of set is he here? Let's see how much this does. Ow! That's Choice Banded Adamant Outrage, and I don't have a switch in, so bye-bye Cresselia. It was nice knowing you, and my Cresselia dies already, which is great. So Cresselia is down. Now, this is actually a recreation of the battle because we DC'd, and originally he got a 3-turn Outrage. So I'm going to bring in my Garchomp, and the reason he doesn't switch out here is because originally he got a 3-turn Outrage, so I'm going to be able to go for the Dragon Claw. Expert Ball Dragon Claw takes out the Dragonite, which is awesome. So I was quite lucky he got a 3-turn Outrage there. If he got 2-turn, he could have switched out and still been a massive threat to me. Now he's going to bring in his Rotom Wash, and fearing a burn or, you know, not being able to kill him, I'm just going to go on out into my Healiness because I can take pretty much any hit that he wants to go for. It's my best switch into this guy, as he is going to go for a Toxic. That's okay. I don't mind it on my Healiness because I'm not a bulky Healiness at all. I'm just Specs Power. So now on this turn, I'm going to elect to go for a Volt Switch, see how much damage I can get off on this Rotom Wash. We can see from this damage, that does quite a lot, just about half to this Rotom, which is cool. Now I'm going to be able to go into my Skuntank here. Figured that was a good switch for some reason. Alright, because I'm more specially bulky. Right, I remember now. So he's going to go for his own Volt Switch. And he's going to be able to go out into his Megalovania. Now, I didn't really have a play at this point. I was kind of hoping that he'd go for Return, because I could actually live that. And not High Jump Kick, that would be cool. But as you can see here, he is going to Mega Up, and I don't have a switch into this Megalovania at all. And he's just going to go straight for the High Jump Kick. He's going to connect, and he's going to take out my Skuntank right now. So that's going to deal him a little bit of damage. The Skuntank goes down, but now he's in range from a Return from Raticate. So now it's time, boys. We bring in Raticate, and it was at this very moment that I realised I didn't have Max Happiness on my Raticate. So I have to go for a Quick Attack. I can't go for Return because it wouldn't have killed him. You can see just a Quick Attack does so much damage to that Megalovania. Return would have easily taken him out, but I didn't put Max Happiness on my Raticate, and it's come back to bite me. Unfortunately, that Megalovania would be dead, but now it isn't. In comes a Chesnaught, and I'm going to have to switch out my Raticate, try and preserve that thing for later, because now I basically only have 3 moves. Now in comes the Garchomp on this Chesnaught right now, as he is going to go for the Drain Punch. And it does a decent amount to this Garchomp because I'm not a bulky chomp, but I do get a bit of rough skin at recoil on him, which is great. Now I'm going to fire off a Poison Jab, as I am Expert Belt. This should be doing a nice amount of damage, and as you can see, it does a nice amount of damage, and it's going to pop his Salac Berry. I was like, what? Belly Drum, question mark? And he goes for it. He goes for the Belly Drum, but no. I'm not having any of that. Now with the Salac, he's going to be able to outspeed me, go for the C-Bomb, get some nice damage off on me, but I'm going to be able to take out the Chesnaught with another Poison Jab, which is awesome. So the Chesnaught goes down, and I avoided Belly Drum Chesnaught from sweeping me, which is awesome. I'm still salty about Raticate not having full happiness. But in comes the Reuniclus, and I was like, oh god. Okay, let's see how much damage I can do to this thing. Let's go for the Earthquake. I don't mind sacking it off. If he wants to try and set up, I don't like that, but oh god, I can't do enough to him, and he goes for the Carmine. I was like, no. I do not want this. I do not want Reuniclus sweeping me again. And Skuntank's gone down, so I was not happy with that, but I'm going to go for the Dragon Tail this turn, hoping that he just doesn't attack me. He's going to go for another Calm Mind or Recover, I don't care. In comes the Recover, I was very happy with that. Now all I need to do is Dragon Tail him out, and I can deal with him at a later date, and that's exactly what happens. I do connect my Dragon Tail, thank god. Out goes Reuniclus, and I can deal with him at a later date. Now in comes the Rotom. Gets a little bit of lefties back, and I'm kind of just sacking my Chomp here, but I'm just going to go for a Dragon Claw, try and get as much damage as I can, maybe take him out. I'm not 100% sure of his set at this point. You see the Dragon Claw takes him down into the red, but not enough to take him out, and he is going to knock me out with a Hydro Pump. So down goes the Garchomp, which did a pretty nice amount of work this match. Well done, Garchomp, you're good. Rotom picking up the kill there, but now I can bring in my Raticate, and I'm really salty at this point. because I can't lock myself in on crunch, because Megalovania is just going to come in, resist the crunch, live it, and it can kill me. I can't lock myself in return because it won't do enough damage to Reuniclus, so I have to not lock myself in on crunch, or I have to lock myself in on crunch and just sack my Raticate at this point because Megalovania's there. In comes the Fake Out. It's going to do a decent amount, but with my max HP investment it does less than half, which is nice. And now I can go for a crunch and take this Megalovania down to about a quarter, get a defense drop, which doesn't really matter, and he's going to be able to follow up with a high jump kick, take out my Raticate. I'm so upset with that, because this Megalovania should be dead, and I could just spam crunch over his team and kind of win, kinda, sorta, not really, but still. Now I'm going to bring in my Entei. All hope is not quite lost just yet. But now I'm going to have to try and make some plays to try and win this, so I'm going to risk him switching out, and I'm going to go for a Sacred Fire, because it's still going to do a huge amount of damage to the Pyro regardless, and that is what he brings in. Brings in the Pyro right now, and I know this is going to do a lot of damage, so I don't mind. But in comes the Sacred Fire, Choice Banded Adamant Sacred Fire from Entei, and that's doing over half to that Pyro, which is awesome. But now I'm going to have to switch out, because I don't want my Entei taking damage, and I know I can take one hit from this Pyro, because my Healisk is still at good HP, which is nice, so I can take a Hyper Voice, which is what I was expecting, as Healisk has pretty good natural special bulk, but he crits me! And Healisk is dead, and that's pretty much the game, because all I've got left is my Entei. If I didn't get crit there, I would have been able to outspeed the Pyro, so we can see his Life Orb, and I could have knocked him out. Could have gone for a Volt Switch if he switched out, could have got Initiative, got some damage off on something, bring in Entei, and Sacred Fire at E-Speed was whatever was in there, but now I'm going to have to lock myself into Extreme Speed, and it's not going to be able to do enough to the Reuniclus. It was my best play at this point, in case I manage to like double crit the Reuniclus, and it goes for an attack, it doesn't kill me, and then I could E-Speed the Megalovania and win. I'd have to get 2 crits in a row, and I'd have to hit for him to not kill me. But Ruby is going to make the smart play here. I'm not going to crit him, and he is going to go for Recover. And this is going to be a long, painful death for Entei, because he is going to continually recover until I've run out of PP through Extreme Speed, and then that is going to be the game, because I'm going to struggle myself to death. So that's going to be the game, and I'm going to lose 2-0 against Ruby. I basically have no chance here. Even if I crit him twice, I'm not going to kill him. So that's going to be the game, guys. So we lose 2-0. We retain our PPL record of 4-7. Always 4-7. I don't know if I could ever get a better record than that in PPL. But it was a good game. I'm really salty about that Raticate, though, because if I'd have had max happiness on it, the Megalovania would have died to a return. And it was the only thing that was stopping me from just spamming crunch over everything, especially against this Reuniclus, because it would have done so much damage to this Reuniclus. But you know, is what it is. I tried, and I could have taken a Hyper Voice from Pyro as well, because I had max HP investment. So I would have been able to take a Hyper Voice as well and been able to crunch that twice and kill it. If I'd had max happiness, things could have gone differently, but alas, it's my own fault for not remembering to put max happiness on my Raticate. But hey ho, them's the break sometimes. But that is PPL Division 2 Season 3. That's it. It's completed. It's finished. Done. Finito. And we finished 4-7 as the Pittsburgh Pirattatas. You guys will be glad to know that in a couple of months' time, in March, PPL is coming back. And I'm coming back as a Near to Queen's Park Rangers. I am back in the PPL. And I am looking to try and get better than 4-7. I'm trying to get back into Division 1, where I feel I belong. But, you know, it's not going to be easy with the lineup we've got coming for D2. Obviously, you guys will be hearing more details about that when it gets a bit closer to the time. But just know I am going to be competing in PPL next season in Division 2 as the Near to Queen's Park Rangers. I want to be back to my old self. So it should be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. But that is going to be it for this video. Finishing 4-7 with a -7 differential, I think, which is okay. Not my worst season, but you know, is what it is. Well, thank you very much for watching, not just this video, but the whole season's videos. I know they've been a little bit disjointed and a little bit of a break in the middle, but hey-ho. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it. You can, of course, subscribe for more content, and hopefully I will see you guys sometime soon. Toodaloo.